Hello, you're welcome. It's Henry the computer guy, an ICT teacher from Machinde Secondary School, and today I wanted to take you through how we can install an operating system onto our computer. So I have my station here. This is the computer we are going to use to install an operating system, and I have this one which has some of the softwares that I'm going to be using in the session. So if you're there, we can actually use two types of booting our computer. For example, we can use a CD, a bootable CD or DVD, or I can use a flash disk by making it bootable. So we can choose to take any of the two. Now, if you want to use a flash disk, then you'll need a software called Rufus and make this a bootable flash. Or if you're going to use a CD or DVD, you'll have to insert it into your computer such that it can be read. Let's begin. So the first step is going to be powering on our computer. As for example, we had already inserted our CD there, and we also have ejected our what? We have inserted our flash disk into the port. First of all, we are going to power on our computer by clicking the power button. So that is it. When it brings, we are going to need to press what we call the function F12, because here they are showing us that we have to press the F12 button such that it can be taken to what we call the boot options. So when you press that one, it will actually bring what we call the boot mode. When we come to the boot mode, we shall be able to select one of the two we are going to use. I have an operating system on a flash disk, and I have an operating system onto my CD or DVD, and it is already inserted in. So I can come to the steps here. I choose the one that I want to use. So for this case, I'm going to use what we call the CD. I'll come down here. I'll use what we call the DVD or CD. Then I'll press enter. So when it starts, it will start and tell us to press any button. That is it. And we press the button. So we give it time to load. You have to be patient, a little bit patient, and give it time to load. So it is really extracting the files from the CD or DVD. So it can as well work for Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 7. So it depends on any operating system that you have. After making it a bootable, then it will be able to read those files. So you have to give it time and it loads. And for our case, we are going to install Windows 10. After you have given it time, and it's now loading the files from the DVD to our computer. You have to be a little bit patient. Yeah, you give it time. So finally it has brought our screen, and it's actually telling us to choose the language. Of course, the language is English, which is United States. And we can come and read through the files or the information which is there. Then we click our button which is next, such that it can continue. Then after that, we can click on our button that says install. So it is going to be loading the files from the CD to our computer. Yeah, you have to be a little bit patient, and the speed actually depends on the type of the computer that you're using, or the speed of the computer that you're using. If your computer is slow, so it will take a little bit longer. So it actually depends on the speed that your computer has. Yeah, you give it time to load. Give it time to load. And at times when you use a flash disk, it will always be faster compared to the CD or DVD. And they're telling us that it's starting Windows there. Then actually you have to read through some of the license, because if you don't read the license, actually if you don't agree to the terms and conditions, you won't be able to install this operating system. So I've already read through. You can also take time and read through. So when you come and to accept the terms and license, then you can continue. Then we are going to install, there are two options we can use: upgrading or install Windows only on using an advanced. But when we come to the advanced options here, we can as well try to partition our hard disk. Now here we are looking at our partitions. We have 3 partitions. We have this space, then partition 1, then partition what? Partition which is partition 2, which is having Frank. This one is unallocated, so it will not be visible when our operating system has already finished loading. So now I'm going to choose partition 1 because it's where I need to put the operating system. But you can as well use any other partition of your choice. So that means that we can delete a partition and we can also format a partition, removing all the files that have been existing there. So let me use the format such that we can make it faster. So I'll format it. It will ask me whether I really want to allow it to format. Yes, I will say okay. So now our partition 1 has been formatted. Then after that we shall say next. So it is going to start loading the files as usual, as you're seeing. Yeah, it's now on %1, so it has to run up to 100. It has to run also this one. It has to also run this one, then up to finishing up the files there. Yeah, actually that one is already done now, installing features now, and we are installing the updates at that level. We are soon finishing up with our installation. Yeah, so actually when we are installing an operating system, at times our computer restarts several times. So don't be scared about that. So it will restart, then come back again. So it's now restarting. Now restarting. So don't press any button, just leave it. It will continue where it stopped from. I told you that the speed depends on the speed of your computer. It depends on the speed of your computer. And we are getting devices ready. Yeah, we are getting devices ready. Getting devices ready. So our operating system is installing and soon finalizing. Then we are getting ready. And it is restarting. It is now restarting, taking us to the final stage. It is restarting, taking us to the final stage. Don't press any button, give it time to load. You have to be a little bit patient. Finally, it takes us to where we can personalize our settings. For example, we can choose the color, the type of color that we want our screen to be having. So you can go through the colors. So actually, let me use the blue color. Okay, you can use any type of color that you feel you want to use. So there, we type the PC name. For example, let me call it Frank. Can call it, let's say, XY. That is it. Depends on what you want to put there. Then after, we click the next button. Then we come to the settings. We can use the express what? Settings. So if you want to customize them, then you can come to the customize button. But let's use these express settings. Then we can use the name. Can say Mark. Let me say Frank. Because Frank is going to be the owner of the computer, so let's use the name as Frank. After that, we finish with our installation. And it's showing us that it's finalizing with the settings. They're telling us, they are welcoming us. We are getting settings up for you. Finalizing, we are finalizing. They're installing apps for us. So if you're actually not having some of the apps here, you can again download them from the internet. We are finalizing with our last session. Have to be more patient. A little bit patient. Finalizing with our last session. So let's start. Our computer is now, our operating system has now been loaded, and this has been specifically Windows 8, so it can work for any operating system that you have. You can either use a bootable flash disk or you can use your DVD. So we can, first of all, let's visit our desktop for the first time. When you click that, they will take us to the desktop, and what they give us is, first of all, the recycle bin. So that means that if you have some of the softwares onto your computer, you can now begin installing them. For example, I can look through my flash disk. I can come to the start, or I can, a moment. You can, if you have any softwares with you, you can start installing them there. For example, if I visit my flash disk, I have some softwares there. I can open it, right click and open. For example, I have some softwares here. Software needed. I can come to, let's say, have my WinRAR. I can install it. So you double click on it. Then it will ask you whether you want to continue with it. Then I want to continue. Then I'll agree with the terms and conditions. Then I'll install the software. So finally it comes here and we can finish. Let's install one other software, then we can call that that day. Can accept all, then we close it. Let's install any other software. We can install, let's say, the Spark, our browser, which is going to be Baidu. I'll accept to the terms and conditions. Then I'll say install. So it has installed our browser, which is Baidu. It has even given us the Facebook. Then lastly, what you don't have to forget, you have to activate the software or the Windows. So I'll activate it by going to what we call the KMS Pico, which is the installer which will help us to activate our Windows. So I'll open it. I'm going to open it with WinRAR, the one I've just installed right now. Then I'll click on it. Then I'll come and say portable. Then I'll run the setup, which is having kms/led.exe. Then I'll double click on it. So I want to try to activate our Windows such that it doesn't always bring the other update button, the other activate button down there, or information or error message. So you have to activate it. So I can minimize this. We give it time and it comes. So it brings this dialog box. Then after, we click on this red button. We finally activate our software or our operating system. So finally, that is how we can install an operating system. It can either be Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. So whichever that you feel like you want to install, you can use that procedure. Thank you for watching. It has been Henry Sechito, or Henry the Computer Guy from Machindi Secondary School. But don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. See you in the next video. Bye bye.